Hello everybody, it is time to start prepping for New Year's Eve. As you recall, last year this set, the 73 Penncrest and the 75 GE Portacolor, both had dirty volume controls. See if I can get those cleaned up, or those will be ready to go for next weekend. So I got the set cracked open. Not the ideal way to do this, but don't really want to take this whole thing apart. Here I have even better access right there. Oh yeah. Wonderful. See if I can get the others while I'm over here. Oh yeah. Tint and color, that is. And those are going real smooth now. That should be good. Let that all evaporate out of there, and we should be in good shape for this one. Well, let's move on to the 73 Penncrest. Get that volume control cleaned up on this one. Right, finally got into this set. And that's a straight shot. So let that dry out, and we'll give them a test here in a little bit. Well, I've got the Portacolor brought up.
Underneath the stories that he's the new OC.
Nice and smooth volume now.
And no knock on Brian Johnson. It's just, I think you're seeing what an impact Shane Steichen could make. Absolutely. And you know, the dynamic of switching play balls.
That one's working as good as it can.
Are so completely natural. So they're able to anticipate.
Very good. So I'll get the Penncrest pulled up next and see how it's doing. And here's the Penncrest pulled up.
I know that you're worried about the ability of these guys to get behind, but right now this is a
Nice smooth volume control on it as well.
that play caller is still.
I had also done the tint and color. Got those working nice and smooth once again. So we'll come back when it's closer to New Year's Eve and just power everything up and make sure everything's ready to go. But those two are the ones that were troublesome last year, and got the issue resolved on both of those, so that's a great thing. That 73 Penncrest makes a pretty good picture. That's not bad at all. Well, it's time to move out to the workshop at the Nacho Central area. I've got to get this all straightened up. I'm in the middle of putting away my Christmas lights, so I've got a big disaster area right now, but I will work through this and get this all put up. It's a little while later, several hours later, and I've made significant progress on the New Year's Eve preparations. I'll still have to mop the floor, but I've cleaned the counter and all that. I use this super pine oil cleaner. I'm going to use the same on the floor. That's a nice strong pine. Got the chips ready to go. I got the loaf of cheese I'll bring out here after a while. Got to move this thing out of the way and get in there and make sure the Plenty Cool's still going to work. A few little miscellaneous things I could put away, but almost got a clean slate for a new year. Up next, it's time to start up the Plenty Cool. I have this in this closet in the corner of my workshop. Don't use it very often, but I usually use it around New Year's and if I got a lot of work to do out here. Let's start it up. Not a bad startup sound. I've had this probably since like 1998, 99, somewhere in there. Maybe 2000. Had it a long time. Never had any problems with it though. Works. Every time I need to use it, it's working. I've wiped down the inside of it. And I am already feeling some cool air starting, so I'll let that chooch for a little while and see what happens. See if it'll cool down. The Plenty Cool works. Unfortunately, I had it in heat mode, so it's nice and toasty in here. It's 108 degrees in there, so I reversed the polarity on the plug. I should have checked that before I started, and I would have confirmed that it was on the heat side of things. So I flipped the plug over. Now the cold's pointing to the little dot on there to indicate if it's going to cool or heat. So we'll come back again here in a little while and see if we're going in the right direction. See if we're cool in here. Yeah, it's cooler in there. Getting there, got a ways to go. But it looks like the temps dropped about 50 degrees since the last check-in. I think we're ready. $38 degrees. I think we're ready to load this up with some Dr. Pepper. All loaded up and ready for New Year's Eve. Guess next we'll be going and testing the TVs, making sure they're all ready to go for the evening. Let's try out the TV sets. If you haven't watched the channel very long, this is the 1975 GE Portacolor, 1976 Panasonic, 1973 Penncrest, and a 1948 Admiral. I'll just go left to right this year. Watch the warm-up sequence. And we have a little action there. See if we can tune that in. There we go. Don't think there's any audio on this. Well, I got sound on the DTV converter.
To a kid with a cold, don't tell me that. Joe, this is in your hands. Do this thing for me, whatever it is down the line. I owe you.
Let's move on to the 76 Panasonic, which should come right up, being solid state.
Your name all over it. Who is that man? How do you know where I was? Where are we going? Back to the hotel. Can we watch TV, order room service, or stand on your head?
Let's dial this one in.
Mary, you don't want to testify, Joe. Fine, but there are consequences. What kind of consequences? Be arrested.
There we go.
You'll be arrested.
Get the old fine-tuning going.
I get that you're not good with people, and I get that you only have one friend. That line makes you don't like to be touched.
73 Penncrest. Deoxit kicked in, I can hear that. See if I got sound on the Agile modulator on this one. Nope.
Did you promise you wouldn't testify against Larry? No.
Okay, so that one's good. Now for the 48 Admiral. And that one has come up. Have to figure out what's going on with the audio. That was easy, just the audio cable was unplugged from the cable box, so no big deal. So we'll tune in to channel 9.
So that's the way we must be.
And there's the sound on that.
Mountain International Church on Sunday, December 31st.
And the Portacolor. Very good. So it looks like all 4 of the main TVs are working well. Very, very good. I always like to ring in the New Year's with these 4. At this point, I believe we're ready for New Year's Eve Nacho Fest. So, thank you for watching.